Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Onem. I'm a project manager and solutions consultant, and on this channel we talk about project management, productivity, and how to leverage technology for your business. What are we talking about today? We're talking about the project management professional certification. We're also going to be talking about the exam that leads to that certification. We'll talk about what the exam is, the advantages of taking the exam and having the certification. We'll talk about what the process is to apply. We'll talk about what the exam day will look like, and then after the exam, what you need to know as well. I'll also be giving you some tips and tricks in between to let you prepare for the exam properly, and what I did as well to make sure that I ace the exam on one try. What is PMP? PMP is the Project Management Professional Certification. It's an exam that is administered by the Project Management Institute, which is the governing body for the PMP exam. About 1.2 million people worldwide have the certification, and you can be one of them as well. So this particular exam and certification tests the skills and competence of project managers and shows PM leadership and experience in any way of working. So project managers are tested on how they manage people, processes, and business priorities. To be eligible to write the PMP exam, you need to satisfy some requirements set out by the PMI. The first requirement is 35 hours of project management education that can be online or in person. If you choose to do it online, you can take the Google Project Management course that satisfies that requirement, or if you go on Udemy, you can search for Andrew Ramdayal and you see a bunch of courses that he's giving. And of course, there are paid courses that you can also do to satisfy that requirement as well. If you've taken the CAPM exam, that's a Certified Associate in Project Management exam, that particular certificate that you have can also satisfy this particular 35-hour education requirement. The second requirement is you have to have a 4-year degree along with 36 months of project management work experience. The 36 months of project management experience has to be within the last 8 years. So if you're applying in 2023 to write the exam, it means you have to go 8 years back and think about the experience of project management that you've had within this 8 years. Cumulatively, it has to be 3 years in order to satisfy this particular criteria. If you don't have a 4-year degree, and you have a high school diploma or an associate degree, you can use that along with 60 months of project management work experience, which roughly translates to 5 years of experience, to satisfy this criteria as well. So that's the second requirement. Of course, the third is that you have to pay for the exam. So concerning finances, the exam is divided into 2 payment types. So you can pay as a non-PMI member or as a PMI member. As a PMI member, you pay 405 USD to write the exam. And as a non-PMI member, you pay 555 USD to write the exam. There's a 129 USD membership fee to join the PMI. What are the advantages of being a PMI member? You can get downloads of books and materials such as the PMBOK in order to prepare for the exam. You can also take some courses in order to prepare you for the exam, or to get professional development units that we're going to talk about later to maintain your project management professional certification. So those are the 3 that you need. After you've accumulated all of this, you will now go to the PMI website and apply online after creating an account. When you apply online, you will go through a process where they will approve you to write the exam. Sometimes there might be an audit where a particular file is picked out to be audited, and that doesn't happen all the time. It happens randomly, but you might be one of the people that might be chosen. If this happens, then you have to, if you get the request, the audit request, then you have to send proof to PMI of your education or work experience in order for them to approve you to write the exam. Once you get the approval and you pay for the exam, you can go ahead to schedule, and you can schedule to write the exam online or in person. In person, you can write it at the VUE Center. Online, you can write it in the comfort of your home. You just have to understand that to maintain the integrity of the exam, you have to make sure that you're writing it in a quiet space and you're alone in the room and you don't have any aides in order to assist you with the exam. So that's all about preparing you and applying for the exam. Now that you want to write the exam, on the day of the exam, I want to tell you a little bit of what to expect. The PMP exam is a 180 question exam that you have to do within 3 hours and 50 minutes, which is almost 4 hours. You get 2 10-minute breaks within the exam. The exam is divided into 3 sections. Between question 1 to 60 is the first part of the exam, and you can take a 10-minute break after that. Then you go from question 61 to 120, and then after the second 10-minute break, you can finish the rest of the exam. Remember that the exam, the 180 questions, have multiple choice questions, multiple selection questions, it has hotspot questions, it has matching questions, and it has fill in the blanks questions as well. So these are a combination of the questions that you're going to get. Remember that after you finish the exam, you're not going to get like a score of say 70% or 80%. The PMP exam grades you according to 4 target areas, so you can be above target, below target, or needs improvement. So this is how you know if you've passed or failed, and you're going to be clearly told if you've passed or you failed. So during the exam, there are 3 domains that the exam covers. So these 3 domains are the people domain, which tests you on how you lead and motivate a team, and 42% of the exam will come from this particular domain area. The second domain is the process domain, which is 50% of the exam, and this tests you on predictive, agile, and hybrid methodologies, and if you understand them, and how to determine which process is good for which particular project. The third, which covers, and this process covers 50%, and the last one is business environment, which covers the last 8% of the exam, and it tests you on highlighting the success of a project and how it impacts the business goals and objectives. So those are the 3 domains that need to be covered. The exam is based on PMBOK 7 and some of PMBOK 6. So my recommendation is you go through PMBOK 6 and 7. That way you get a holistic view of what the exam entails. So that's just what the exam entails. So after you've written the exam and you've passed above target, congratulations! So happy for you. So you're now PMP certified and your job prospects have increased. But now what happens is that every 3 years, you need to make sure that you retain and maintain this certification. To do so, you need to get 60 professional development units. So these PDUs you can get by giving back, which is a maximum of 25 PDUs, or you can also get it by taking educational courses in project management, which is a minimum of 35 PDUs. And together, you get a minimum of 60 PDUs that you can get in a particular for every 3 years to cover or suffice for the criteria for you to maintain or retain your PMP certification. So that's for maintaining. If you decide in the future that you want to, maybe go to a niche area, like maybe you want to do agile project management or the like, then you can do other certifications like, say, the PMI exam, which covers agile and scrum methodologies. That's also administered by the Project Management Institute, or you can decide to be a certified scrum master and write this CSM exam. So that's just all about the exam. But if you really want to take this exam and you want to prepare, these are my tips and tricks that I'm giving and how I prepared as well to make sure that I ace the exam on one try. So number 1, you do the course that I talked about with Ramdayal on Udemy. After you do that, I recommend that you go through the PMBOK 7 and PMBOK 6 at least once. That's the second recommendation. The third recommendation is if you go to YouTube, search for PMP with Ray. He has a lot of videos covering practice questions, what you need to understand, the terms, tools, techniques, a lot of things about the PMP exam that can aid you in actually writing and succeeding in the exam. The fourth recommendation is to create flashcards. So these flashcards, you can put terms that you don't understand in front, maybe definitions or formulas or the like, and behind the card you can put the answer so that you can practice, and so you're very conversant with these terms, so that when it comes in the exam you're not confused or you've forgotten. The fifth recommendation is to have a buddy. So if you have somebody else that is writing the PMP exam as well, you can buddy up with them, so that way You guys talk to each other about terms that you don't understand. And for me, even if I read or I watch a video, it's very important for me to explain it to somebody else, so that way I understand more what it's actually about. So you can buddy up with somebody to do that. The sixth recommendation is to go on the Google Play Store or iOS Store and download practice questions, or you can go online to look for practice questions. These practice questions are important because they let you remember terms that you may have forgotten, or they're a way for you to test exactly where you are in terms of your understanding of the concepts of the exam, and it helps you to go back to read if there are concepts that you've forgotten. So my a recommendation is, until you get up to the 95th percentile, the 90th percentile at least, in the practice exams, then you can go ahead to schedule the exam. So if you've done all of this and you've read and you know that you're confident, you can go ahead to schedule your exam and go ahead to write it. And I'm sure that you're going to pass above targets in all the domain areas. The study time, I mean, people learn in different ways. It can be 1 to 3 months. It can be more than that. It can be less than that. Every individual is different. But I believe that what you should do is take your time to understand the material, do the practice questions, go through, you have a body system, go through the videos and make sure that you understand everything before you schedule the exam. So I hope that these tips and tricks will help you in learning and passing the PMP exam, so that your prospects increase and you get that cushy job. If you go ahead to pass, please comment to let me know and I can congratulate you. And in the future, if you have any questions about PMP that you want me to talk about or to answer, feel free to comment as well. For now, I wish you luck and I'm hoping that you smash that exam. But I'll see you soon with my next video. Share this video with someone who is preparing for the PMP exam as well. Don't forget to subscribe, to like, to comment, and smash the bell notification so that way you're the first to know when I post a new video. See you soon. Bye.